Hey you guys, it is your versatile TikToker, and I do want to talk about today postpartum. Now, postpartum is real, and the reason why I say it's real is because I had not even know I had it. The job I worked at the time was a really, really good job, and my insurance actually helped me get therapy, right? So when I first had my daughter, I didn't go like right back to work. I had like maybe 2 weeks off, I would say, and I was the first time mom. So like maybe like the third night, I was home with my daughter, whatever. She started crying. She like she would not stop crying, right? And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like I was breastfeeding her. I wiped her down. I made sure I changed her diapers, frequently. I followed all those simple little steps, right? But she wouldn't stop crying. So me being a first time mom, I was like freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I didn't get any sleep. So I called my sister. Luckily at the time my sister lived down the street from me. So my sister has 4 girls and she's like the strongest woman I know, right? So a lot of stuff I get advice from her because she's like my one of my biggest support systems, right? So like I said, I was the first time mom. I didn't know what the hell to do. So I went to my sister. And my sister helped me put my baby to sleep. And, she told me, like, just go get you some rest. I got her. Because I looked it crazy. I looked it so crazy. Like, I looked like I didn't get any sleep, right? You can tell I was going through it. And, she told me, like, whenever you need help, like, if you can't sleep or something, you have something, just call me, right? So that's what I did. And she ended up being, like, her and my niece ended up being, like, my biggest supporters when it came to my daughter. Um, so they helped me a lot with certain stuff I didn't know, right? And they helped me be like, they played a big role in the part I am today with my daughter. Because a lot of stuff I was like blind to, or I didn't know, as far as parenting, right? But she gave me like a lot of good resources, and she assisted me, and let me know about different stuff, right? And like I said, I had ended up getting a therapist because a lot of stuff emotionally started happening with me, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. So I ended up getting a therapist, and the therapist, asked me like, okay, when did this start happening, or when did you feel this way, when did you feel low of yourself? I let her know like a month after I had my baby, like everything like kind of went to shit with me mentally, and she told me like, okay, you're going through postpartum right now, and I'm looking like this, like what the hell is that? I didn't know what it was, right? And then I started doing my own research, and I'm like, yeah, this is me. This is the truth I'm walking in right now. Like this is what I'm going through, and it was really shitty for me at first, like, because I was doing everything on my own. I was working full time. I was a full time mom. I was a full time girlfriend, but I wasn't full time me. I wasn't full time me shit. I lost myself because I was trying to keep it all together, and making sure that my daughter, me working hard so that she didn't want for anything, right? So I was putting my hustle in overtime. I wasn't just working a regular job. I was doing, other stuff on the side just to make sure we were good. And that like drained me. It drained me a lot. I barely got sleep. I barely got sleep. My daughter was super busy. She was super busy. She liked to, crawl and play. And it's like, you gotta watch your child every second. If you turn away, if you turn away, let's just say you left the stove on, so you gotta go run and turn the stove off. The TV could have fallen. Anything can happen. You literally, when your baby is that young and fresh, you cannot turn your head. You literally have to get one of those things where, like, if you gotta wash dishes or whatever, you gotta put that little it's like a backpack when you put them in. You have to put the baby inside there while you're doing everything to multitask. If you're washing dishes, if you're cooking dinner, if they're not down for their nap in front of you, like, you have to watch them. Even if they're in the crib, you gotta make sure they don't roll over a certain way. You gotta make sure like that the blanket is not, too close to their face. Like, you have to watch them while they're asleep when they're young because anything can happen. And that gave me PTSD because I literally I went on this Facebook page, and it was like a community or something, and they had postpartum, and they were telling their stories, like, they couldn't sleep, they were slitting their wrists, they couldn't give the baby any affection, like, they were just like, they were fucked up. They were fucked up, and I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to not give my daughter love because I was going through whatever I was going through with my body and my emotions. I didn't want to not show her love. So I was going through it, but I still gave her like 100% of me when I gave myself none of me. I don't know how I pulled it off, but I did it. So she felt that love from me on a whole nother level. Like, I made sure that I still did what I had to do. Even though I was tired, I was drained, and I was over it. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how I felt. I still gave her 100% of me. And that fucked me up. It fucked me up really bad. And it was like, I had to get myself back. I had to. So you know what I ended up doing, you guys? And I don't never recommend this for anyone. I don't. Because there's people that have died off of it. There's people, their bodies is messed up off it. Luckily, nothing happened to me, but it was a possibility. I ended up going to get me a mommy makeover. The reason why I got me a mommy makeover is because I was breastfeeding her up until like 3 or 4 months, and I think one time I didn't do it right or something, and it like one of my boobs were bigger than the other, and I had to like put cabbage on it, and I was like in the shower crying, right? That was messed up on me. And then after I had her, like I had like this little like fupa thingy. Now I know I supposed to work out instead of doing what I did, but I ended up working out. I ended up getting the surgery, and then I worked out after. I know it's really backwards, it's fucking lazy, but I wanted everything to be together. So I ended up getting a tummy tuck, I got a breast reduction, and I got fat put in my butt. I wanted everything to be just even tone. So I asked for a yoga body, and I got it. I went to Dominican. Now, it's super risky. So like I said, I don't recommend anybody doing that. I always recommend you guys going to the gym, eating healthy, because it's very risky to do that. By the grace of Allah, I'm here, but that doesn't work for everybody, right? And then because I got the tummy tuck, and I didn't know that I was supposed to work out right, like after I healed and everything, the fat went into my arms. Like, I gained weight in my arms and my face. I didn't gain weight in my stomach or anywhere else, but it went like up basically. And I hated that. So that's why like now I'm content with going to the gym because it fucked me up, right? And I don't want to go back for another surgery because it just, so many people I know like died and their procedures went wrong. They had to get like blood transfusions, like all type of crazy shit. So I don't recommend it. But yeah. So with the postpartum, I had to go to therapy. I had got the mommy makeover, whatever. I got back into myself. It was just a lot of parts where it bothered me, and it's like I blame myself for a lot of shit. So getting therapy is very healthy, or just finding some type of hobby and making sure that you have positive people around you. It's very, very good to have positive people around you when you have postpartum, because you don't want to do anything that's going to risk you being in jail. You don't want to do anything that's going to risk you messing up your daughter to a point where, or your son, and they resent you later on in life. So I definitely recommend some type of therapy. It doesn't have to necessarily mean that you're speaking to someone, but just find some way to cope, and take everything one day at a time. It's very important to take everything one day at a time, because when you bring home a brand new baby and you don't know anything about it, you never babysitted a child, you never really been around kids, or you got a small family, you got to have a strong support system with you. And there is mom groups out here, so that you could, take those notes. You can get prepared. I don't care if you're 6 months pregnant. Look up a mom group. Get whatever parenting you got. And remember, there is no book on being a mom. There's certain shit that I still learn now. And my daughter's 5. There's certain shit that every day is a knowledge day for you, right? But there's mom groups that will help you get through your postpartum. And you guys stick together as a community. Don't harm yourself. Don't harm the baby. If you really need a break and you feel like you're going to crash out or whatever, there are resources for you. Google is your best friend. Google is your best friend as far as looking up a hotline to call. As well as just in your community, look up certain groups and see, what's your fit. And I want you to use that so that you can be the best you can be for your baby, and you love your child unconditionally, and you don't, make them hurt because you're hurting. Because remember, they did not ask to be here. That's all I got for today, you guys.